Bonjour mon ami, bienvenue la video. Sorry about my upload schedule. It's been a while since I've been here. I am aware. I'm sorry. I've not been very well in the head for like 30 or 40 years now. Does YouTube ever do that thing to you where it just like suggests the same type of video or the same exact video over and over and over again until it either eventually wears you down or you go do something else entirely? Yeah, well, for me, it's been these like strange encounter videos. And like usually I just ignore this, but today I just wanted to show you this particular one. It's run by the YouTuber Chezoid, who appears to have a very healthy upload schedule. Some of these don't look real at all. Some of them I know for a fact aren't real, but others, you know, and there are other channels, and this one video in particular, I think it's a very real scenario. So even if this particular video turns out to be fake, I think it's still sort of interesting.
His name is Larry, and he runs an active YouTube channel where he documents his truck camping adventures and off-grid lifestyle in the American Southwest. The video is titled, "He Broke Into My Camper While I Was Inside." In the middle of the forest, about 12 miles south of Williams, Arizona, this lone camper suddenly heard a woman screaming for help late at night just outside his RV.
If you are alone with no backup and you've got no way of contacting anyone, unless that is a loved one screaming in the woods, you do not go outside. What are you doing?
Grabbing his camera, he began recording everything.
Hello? Do you need help?
If you're already on edge or anxious at this stage in the video, then I don't think this is the video for you. I don't want to upset anybody. That's not my intention or anything. And I don't usually make content like this, as you well know, I'm sure, if you're on this one. So take care. Love you all. Peace out. I'm just going to give you a few minutes and just say from the bottom of my heart, thank you ever so much for taking the time to check it out. Okay, for everybody else, what the crazy sound effect was that? Do you reckon it was real or fake? Do you think it was an animal or a person? Now, I wouldn't care if this was the point of the video. I'd be like, okay, yep, freaky video, worth uploading, worth talking about, whatever. But no, this one gets crazy. My guy walked so far away from safety that he had to sprint back to the camper. So easily somebody could have been around the other side of the camper and climbed in, you know? There could easily be someone waiting in there like some Friday the 13th shit, you know what I'm saying? Why has he got a light on? Like, this guy is an actual hero, can I say that? There's not many people. This dude is thinking to himself, there's a hiker who's got lost in the woods and now they've fallen and broken the leg or something, and I'm going to find them in the middle of the night. He's not thinking, I'm going to get lured into some kind of ambush, you know? And good for him for being such a brave and innocent soul. I am not that not that easily persuaded, I'm afraid. I'm really sorry to all the very innocent hikers out there who will have to rely on like teams of people who get paid for that kind of thing, but personally, I'm keeping myself to myself. I'm really sorry. regardless whether or not this particular video is fake, this is a very realistic situation, and I kind of see it as a teachable moment. Look, you can go camping at a campsite, okay? And if you go camping at a campsite, it's a safety in numbers situation where even if there are creeps, the chances of them being brave enough to do anything and the chances of that thing happening to you are slimmer. But when you're stealth camping, you cannot do things by halves. If you're out in the wilderness by yourself, does anyone remember the meme that was going around where they were saying like, oh, if your daughter was in the middle of the woods, would you rather they met a bear or a man? And without thinking, everybody said, well, obviously, I'd rather they saw a bear, because a bear has kind of well-known reactions to things. We kind of know how a bear operates. If it's in a certain mood or a certain season, it's going to act this way or that way. The chances of a little girl outrunning a bear are slim, but hiding from a bear, it's not zero. Not attracting the bear's attention, there's a possibility. The idea that it might be a mother bear who's brooding for her cubs and raises it like we've seen other animals do, it's not out of the realms of possibility. I mean, if you get attacked by a bear, you're going to get your skull crushed and it's over in a second. But when it comes to a human, it could be anything. And notice that I said a human, not a man. Because to me, half of the question was missing, right? To me, the next part of the question was, would you rather your daughter ran into a bear or a woman? And I'm not joking when I say I'd rather she ran into a fucking bear. Now, thank God I don't personally have a daughter, so I don't have to worry about this stuff. But those of you who do, probably, there's at least some of you out there that agree with me. Like, people are psychotic. It doesn't matter of your sexual identity. All that matters is, like, you can't expect people to be innocent, you know? So if you're stealth camping, do not have your lights on. It's bad enough that you're in a camper van that can be spotted if they've got lights or if they've got good eyes. If you're looking out or even going outside to check things out, do not take a light out with you. But look, he's already got lights out of his camper van. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. If you're going to have a fire, you have it in the daytime. Once you're in your camper van, you stay stealthed at night. You stay quiet. You stay calm. It's all peaceful and listening and just being at peace and one with nature while also being protected. It's not turn your lights on and be a beacon, because there's not good things in the wilderness to attract. The first thing you're going to attract is a hell of a lot of insects. And let me tell you, that's bad enough. But secondly, if you're running around with a torch, especially in the running sections, you are just a beacon. That torch isn't helping you see anything because it's shaking about too much and it's stopping you from getting your night eyes. If for any reason you have to go outside, do not take a torch when you're in the middle of the night. Go outside, close your eyes or something, blink a couple of times, and then allow your eyes to adjust. If you do take a torch, set it up somewhere, especially if you're scared. Set it up like near the camper van and then move away from it and move towards the light where you can see it, but stay in the darkness yourself. Keep yourself in the shadows, keep safe. I think these things are obvious, but then I see videos like this and realize that maybe it's only obvious because I'm paranoid.
While searching for the source of the screams, he noticed a man hiding behind the trees watching him. Moments later, gunshots rang out in the distance. Terrified, Larry sprinted back to his truck, slammed the door shut, and dropped to the floor to stay out of sight from the windows. The sounds of footsteps could clearly be heard circling the campsite. Larry quickly dialed 911 to report what was happening.
911, what's your emergency?
Yes, please. Hey.
Let's review what's happened so far. He heard a girl screaming in the woods. He went to go check it out very heroically. He heard another scream that scared the hell out of him. Then he heard gunshots. He went back to his van and laid down for a minute. Then went back outside. And then he thought he saw a man watching him in the woods and heard gunshots from a separate location, if I understand correctly. He then went back inside again and called the police. I want you to guess what happens next. Just a few seconds to guess. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Later, after confirming the call had gone through, he armed himself with his non-lethal weapon and cautiously stepped outside to check the area. But by then, no one was there.
Yeah, man, my guy just goes straight back outside with his non-lethal gun. How lucky that there was no one there. He just heard footsteps a second ago, so I doubt there was no one there. Anyway, like I say, whether it's real or fake, there are genuinely people in the world who would respond this way to a threat, and I think it's completely backwards. So in the comments, please feel free to point out any other silly mistakes that I did not point out. I want the video to end. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
The screams had stopped. To this day, it remains a mystery who was calling for help and who was lurking outside Larry's camper that night.